know when Debbie Ryan was like, that thing? That's the look my mother had when she spotted me out and she was trying to sell me out to the guy.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed.
Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. It's me, Raissa Artista. And I know you don't know me. And it's okay. Because I have a tendency of making a video once a year. Yes, I know. It's a great talent to have, once a year type videos. Anyways, so I want to tell you about a story about how my own mother, my own flesh and blood, tried to sell me out to a guy for a jump start. So what happened was I was going to a party in Maryland with my mother. You know, African parties, everybody's invited. This party was supposed to start at 10 o'clock. We got there at 12 because we're Africans. The party didn't start till like 2 o'clock because it's Africans in Maryland. And I'm talking about 2 a.m. I had worked all day, so I was tired. So I was going in and out of the party and into my mom's car and back to the party and into my mom's car. And my dumbass, every time I'd go to my mom's car, I'd listen to music, and I think at one point I forgot to turn the car off. I don't know, it's with these new cars. And so the battery died. I didn't know until it was time for us to leave, and the car wouldn't start. So my mom was like, go and find somebody that can jumpstart this car. And I'm like, oh, that's my Tinder. It's like, no, kidding. But my mom was like, go find somebody that can jumpstart this car. And I was like, you want me to go and talk to people, socialize, make noise, open my mouth and make words come out? Mother, you funny. Anyways, I had to go find somebody to jumpstart my mother's car, and the whole time I was walking around, I saw this dude. He was eyeing me or whatever, and I'm like, come on, talk to me. I know you want to talk to this girl. Come on now, come talk to the girl. I don't bite, you know. I find homeboy and I'm like, hey, can you help me with my mother's car? And he was like, when I tell you, this guy had the biggest smile on his face. It's like he was waiting for me to open my mouth and talk to him. He was like, his face just lit up. He was like super excited. He was like, I thought you'd never ask. What? What? My friend, go and jumpstart that car and stop making noise. Lo and behold, guess who parked right beside our car? Coincidental? I think not. So homeboy was parked next to our car, and he was so excited. I mean, so excited just to jumpstart the car. You would have thought he won the lottery or something. Like, he was happy. And I'm like, bro, just start the car, let's go. So he got his tools or whatever, moved this car a little closer to ours and jump-started the car. And the whole time he was staring at me, and my mother was looking, and my grandmother was looking, and they were like, and I'm like, I knew what you gotta talk about. My mom was like, let me see if this guy can marry my daughter. Fast forward, so the car got done jump-starting. And my mom was like, oh my god, thank you so much, how do I repay you? And the guy was like, it's okay, you don't have to repay me. And my mom was like, no, I will pay you. And I'm like, mother, relax, let the guy go. We're gonna get this thing for free and we can go home. Nah, my mother, how can I pay you? I don't have cash. You know, how do I repay you? And she's talking. And then all of a sudden, she just has this evil look. And she looked at me. She was like, how do I repay you? And knowing Debbie Ryan was like, that thing? That's the look my mother had when she spotted me out and she was trying to sell me out to the guy. My mom was like, I have a daughter. She's young. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's gorgeous. She's hardworking. I'm like, bro, she's listing out my credentials to this guy like a resume. She's like going about listing my credentials, telling the guy every positive attribute about me. And I'm like, my lady, my mother, you're forgetting to tell this guy I'm crazy, you know? I'm crazy in it. Like, it will bust his head. And I'm like, don't be making him think that I'm a right girl for marriage. Like, he's gonna want to marry me. Like, he's gonna want to marry me. Stop it, mother.
Sitting down and make him wanna marry me. Yeah. Sitting down and make him wanna marry
You know what's crazy? She be saying all this nice stuff about me to everybody else but me. Why? My mom was like, hey, I can't pay you, but hear me out here, but my daughter, she's single. And I'm like, you right, you're definitely right, and you can get her number and you guys can talk and see where things go from there. Why? Mother, why? Let me sum this up for everybody who doesn't know about Cameroonian men. I'm sorry to generalize. Cameroonian men are the type that will talk to you for 30 seconds and be like, I think I love you. I really think I love you. Like the way our connection, I want to marry you. You're gonna have my babies. And I'm like, my name is... And I'm like, bro, all I asked you was what your favorite color was. We could be talking and I'm like, hey, you know, it's good to know, you know, I want to get to know you a little bit. Oh, where were you born? And the guy could be like, I was born in between your hearts. Eh? I was born in between your hearts. My guy, what? I could be like, yo, what's your favorite color? Color of love. I love you. The color of what? I could be like, hey, how old are you? I'm old enough to know that you're my wife. Anyways, let me not get off topic. Let me stay on topic. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the guy was kind of cute, you know. He was very cute. He wasn't balding, you know. His hairline wasn't making Nile River. He was a nice boy, professional. He was working, I don't know, he worked at some nice job. I was like, you gonna get money, so we got to get this money, you know. So I was like, I gave him my number or whatever, and we talked. It was cool. It was great. It was interesting conversation. And then he was like, I really think, keep in mind, we've only been talking for like a total of 4 hours the next day, and he was like, I really think you're the girl for me. What? My guy, what? But there's something about you. Why are you being so difficult? Why are you being so difficult? I'm not submissive. Let me just put it that way. I'm not submissive. Like, yes, my husband, I will do anything you say. Kiss your feet, no problem. Get out of here with that nonsense, girl. And keep in mind, let me tell you this before we get into detail. This was 2018, and I had made up my mind to not date all throughout 2018. So like, I was very adamant about not being in a relationship, and I had kind of stated this up front. And I was like, hey, you know, we could talk or whatever, but I'm not looking for a relationship, whatever. Homeboy said, a beautiful girl like you don't want to get in a relationship with me? Something is wrong with you. And I was like, so that's the conclusion. I mean, he ain't lie. We spoke for a couple days. We decided to meet up. So we met up at the mall. We had fun. The date was very, very fun. We talked. He got to know me a little bit more. And then he was like, I really want to kiss you. And I was like, this part of the date. This always happens, man. These lips like this, irresistible. I was like, nah, I didn't feel comfortable with the guy, and I don't just be kissing anybody. Like, you gotta work for these lips, cause he's like, I really want to kiss you. I think you're so beautiful. I think you're so this and that. And I was just feeling a little uncomfortable. But I was like, yeah, you cool, and we kick it, but not enough for me to swap saliva with you, boy. Anyways, the guy ended up like forcing his tongue down my throat, and I was like, eh, and I blocked him and I deleted him off everything. And it got to the point where he used his brother's phone to call me, because Cameroonian men, they're obsessed. I blocked him on everything I could possibly think of: WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Bookface. And then he used his brother's phone to call me, and I picked up. I knew it was him. I knew it. I saw the area code and I was like, this is that Maryland Cameroonian boy, man. I picked up anyways, and he was like, oh, my wife, I thought I'd never reach you. Why did you block me on everything? I've been trying to get a hold of you. I wanted to tell you that I love you. This is where I'm going to end the story, because to this day, Cameroonians, why are you guys like this? Why are you like this? If it wasn't for my mother trying to sell me out for the jumpstart her car, I wouldn't have been in that situation. The guy turned out to be really, really creepy, like really, really creepy. And I knew he would be like obsessive and clingy. And I was like, ooh, red flags, red flags, red flags. Yeah. It was a very interesting story time. But it's quarantine time. I got nothing else to do. you know. So I do have a lot of time on my hands, so I really could make more videos. Like, my life is so boring that I don't have enough story times. So I was considering a segment where people would record their story times and send them to me, and I would animate them and put it out there, because I feel like other people's lives are so much more interesting than mine. Anyway, thank you for watching. Follow me on all my social medias or whatnot. And yeah, catch you on the flip side. Peace and Warriors.